Most men look at this ring as the finish line. They see it as a permanent end to the hunt, a guarantee that their needs will finally be met without the chase. But the silence in the bedroom tells a different story. We've built a social expectation around the sexual license. It's the unwritten belief that the marriage certificate acts as a legal deed to your partner's desire, securing access to intimacy as a permanent right. This creates a collision between two very different worlds. One is the world of the contract, vows, papers, and legal duties. The other is the world of human chemistry, which relies on tension and attraction rather than promises made years ago. When a man tries to use the contract to solve a lack of chemistry, he's trying to use a tool that doesn't fit the lock. You can demand compliance through a vow, but you can't demand the spark that makes someone actually want you. There is no faster way to kill attraction than to frame intimacy as a debt that needs to be paid. When a husband tells his wife he has a right to her body, he's effectively telling her that her own desire doesn't matter, only his invoice does. A legal document can keep two people in the same house, but it has no power over the emotional mechanics of craving. A contract can secure a roommate. It cannot start a fire. Consider the man who is checking every box. He works the long hours, handles the home repairs, and remains completely loyal, yet he still finds himself sleeping on the cold edge of the bed every night. He looks at his life as a ledger. He's filling his side of the board with 100% of his traditional duties, while the intimacy side stays at zero. Over time, this imbalance erodes his sense of belonging. He begins to see himself as a utility, a paycheck that covers the mortgage, and a pair of hands that fixes the sink, but nothing more. This is where the wife's role shifts in his mind. He stops seeing a lover and starts seeing someone who controls access to the one thing he feels he's earned. She becomes a gatekeeper, and he becomes a beggar. That shift is toxic for a man's self-respect. When you feel forced to negotiate for affection, you lose the internal strength that made you attractive in the first place. You're no longer leading, you're pleading. Eventually, the tension breaks. The spouse sees the frustration and decides to give in, not because she feels a spark, but because she feels she has to. This is obligation sex. It's a mechanical event, stripped of any real emotional presence or heat. It feels patronizing to the man receiving it. You can feel the weight of it. It's an act of checking a box to keep the peace. The husband knows he's being handled, like a task on a to-do list that needs to be cleared before sleep. This reinforces the idea that his presence is a burden to be managed. It tells him that his wife's participation is a form of maintenance, not an expression of interest. Most men would rather have nothing at all than have the mercy of someone who doesn't want to be there. This is why so many husbands eventually stop asking. They can't stomach the pity that comes with the yes. When intimacy is driven by compliance, it stops being a connection and starts being a funeral for the relationship. It's the graveyard where the last bit of attraction finally goes to die. Here is the truth that's hard to swallow. The brain doesn't trigger desire because of a legal document or a clean kitchen. Attraction requires a sense of mystery and a lack of pressure, the very things a contract kills. To fix this, you have to move away from the ledger and focus on polarity. This is the natural tension created when two people maintain their distinct roles and strengths, creating a magnetic pull toward one another. Look at the difference. Compliance is a locked, heavy box. It's static and forced. Polarity is a magnetic field. It's the energy that happens when a man stops begging for a right and starts reclaiming his own sense of purpose and direction. No amount of logic will ever convince a woman to crave you. Desire is an emotional response to who you are, not a reward for what you've done for the household. Stop relying on the false security of the vow. You don't want her compliance. You want her to actually want you. That starts by letting go of the contract and standing tall in your own masculinity again. Stay grounded. Be a man. If you've ever felt like a roommate with a paycheck, let's talk about it below.